Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chill, and this is episode number 170. And this week I'm joined by my co host, Scott, aka Scobion. Welcome back, bro.
Hey, buddy, how are we doing?
Welcome back, man. It's been just a few weeks since we had you on, and no Roger this week, so good thing that I was able to snag you onto the show. But Roger would have been here if it wasn't for an emergency at work. But nonetheless, we do got some games to talk about, even though you may not have been able to play a ton over the past few weeks, but still got something to bring to the table for sure. But I do want to kick it off here with The Altars, which is what I've been playing. Or I did beat it officially. This was a really great game. It almost overstayed its welcome, I thought, but I don't know. The game just had me frustrated at moments, but that was by design. But yeah, man, I do love the intricacy of the endings that you can get based on a couple of your decisions that you make both in the middle of the game and at the end of the game, because it determines on like who survives, who doesn't, whose side you're on. Because in the end, like my ending, I ended up going to court and I was in trouble with my based on what I did with my decisions and stuff like that. And then like who fights for you in court too, like that has a lot to do with your previous decisions as well. So I mean, this was a really great game. I'm really glad it came to Game Pass as well. It'll allow people to check this one out, because this may be a game that people probably won't buy per se. Like it could be, but like this game could get lost in the sauce. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a really beautifully just like game. And it just it definitely scratched an itch that I didn't think I had. It was definitely a different style because there was a lot of management resourcing. You also have to manage your team and making sure that their mood stays good and stuff like that, because they could at any given moment say, hey, we're going to rebel on you in about a couple of days if you don't fix X, Y, and Z. And if you don't fix X, Y, and Z, they fucking kill you in your sleep. And then you have to start over. And you got to load like one of your past saves, but it's like, how far back do you want to load? Because like if you could load right away, but you also have just the minimum amount of time to fix that same problem, and you probably won't fix it. So you have to load like way back, and you have to do like a lot of shit all over again that you already did, and it's like fuck. So it's definitely
Love
a lot.
that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot too. Like this game was really fucking deep, and it really wasn't that long of a game, per se. Like I think I beat it in like 18 hours, I think. So it wasn't really like over the top. Like this, according to how long to beat, it is 18 and a half to 24. I mean, fuck, it might have took me about 18 or 19 maybe, at least. But I did feel like some parts of the game, I did feel like I was rushing it. Because like some of the decisions, it's like, you could choose this or this. This one will take you, you could pretty much do it right now. The other one might take you a little bit of time to get to. And I was like, let's take this one, whether it was the right one or not. But yeah, man. Overall, in the end, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad in any sense, but it also wasn't like great. Like I also dealt with like a couple like game breaking bugs. Like my dialogue options would get frozen, and then I couldn't exit the dialogue at all. So I would have to like restart the game, or like if I'd clicked into like a production menu, the game would fucking break and freeze, and I'm just like, this is really fucking up my experience right now.
Yeah, that's definitely worth a few points
Yeah, so I was like,
for sure.
I can at least leave it at a
Sure
good
will.
game. It wasn't an okay game, wasn't a
Yeah,
bad game, any of that stuff. So I was like, it's going to sit at a solid 7 for me. But I think if I'm not mistaken, Roger gave this an 8 or something like that. So he was definitely fond of this game. He was like, really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed his ending and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that was The Altars, my friend. But let's talk about some games that you've been playing. Obviously you've been playing some Oblivion Remastered. Are you still doing the same one quest over and over again, or what?
yeah, no, so still doing my hitting my one quest a night just to feel something, just to take the edge off. No, I've been finishing up some other quest lines and getting back into the main story, trying to do everything that I can. That way, I don't feel like I have to go back at any point. So been having fun there. Finished up the Thieves Guild. I'm the Gray Fox now. I'm just wrapping up the Dark Brotherhood and the Mages Guild, and then I'm about halfway through the Fighters Guild. And then around while I'm in between those as well. Just the random Oblivion gates as well as doing some main quest line stuff to move along there because I definitely don't want to get too leveled before I get to certain spots because it will absolutely destroy my entire experience. I'm not sure if anybody's ever dealt with that where you're too leveled and the game levels to you and it makes certain pivotal battles just really, really hard. Nobody survives except for maybe you. And I would like to not have that. I would like to have at least some of those NPCs around for the end of the game. But yeah, that's still been it.
Do you think that was like a bad development issue, like when the game was first made? Obviously, that wasn't something that they probably even thought about fixing. But would you consider it like a bad development or game mechanic?
No, because when you get to certain levels, so like the one I'm referencing is I'm level 25 right now. And I'm trying to get to the Battle of Bruma before I hit level 30. Because if you hit level 30 and you get to the Battle of Bruma when the Great Oblivion Gate opens, it's absolute chaos. And it's not a bad development, I would say. It's just because you as a character are so overpowered at that point that they have to do something to counteract you. I would say you as the player are the problem there, not the leveling or the development. But I think it's just you're too overpowered at that point, so you can't really exactly just make it too easy.
Yeah,
But
it seems. I guess it's like in a way, it's like, and my daughter has something to say, but it is crazy thing. Like I guess like the game is smart enough to realize, oh, this guy's level 30. Let's scale the enemy up, because I feel like there could be a lot of instances. I would say even in like let's say Diablo 3 that I remember playing with like Roger and them, like we were just far overpowered, like over leveled, and we were getting to boss battles, and you're just killing them before they can even finish their first sentence of their dialogue, and just like I will, and I know no, you're dead already, bro. Like you were supposed to last
yep,
at least 10-15 minutes, but you died in about 10 milliseconds. Like that's how
yep.
overpowered we were.
Yeah, and the like the named weapons and some of the special weapons in Oblivion, they also level with you to add to that little bit of OPness.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I don't think that was a bad dead call at all. I think them's the breaks when you're playing an Elder Scrolls game, and that's just kind of that's when at least when you're playing Oblivion.
I guess it also shows like
That's
how
what
much
you're gonna be
side
dealing with.
content that there really is, because like you could probably like tackle a shit ton of side content, and you get like back on track with the main one. You're just like, well, maybe I did a little
Yeah,
too much.
yeah, because like, imagine if you did just the beginning, just the very first like Wayne and Priority quest, and then you go off and you do 18 different things. Now you come back and you're the Archmage of the Mages Guild, like you're a listener in the Dark Brotherhood, like you do all that good stuff. Like it'd be a little rough if they just kept everything like, oh wait, well you're still brand new to the game. Let's keep it nice and easy for you. Like, yeah,
You'd be like
yeah,
walking up to people and they just like pass out and die. You don't even have to do any
yeah,
combat.
yeah,
That's crazy. But
yeah. But speaking of Elder Scrolls,
yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to RIP to a real one, Julian LaFay. I'm not sure if you guys talked about. I don't think
Mm.
that way it happened this past week. But yeah, he passed away at 59. He's the OG, the blueprint creator for like Arena and Daggerfall, which
Mm.
is now here we are,
Yeah, the father
20
of Elder
some
Scrolls. Yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah,
20
yeah.
some years later, talking about a remaster for a game that was from that entire franchise. So yeah,
Yeah.
so shout out to that.
It was the 22nd when he passed away. Yeah, 5 days ago. Man,
So yeah, about 5 days ago. Yeah.
it's crazy. It's been a lot of like big time deaths lately. I know it's like a side topic, but it's branched off like him, and obviously we just had Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne, and then we had Malcolm.
Yep.
The one that I remember from is the Cosby Show, but it's just like, man, there's a lot.
Yep. It was a rough week.
Yeah,
Rough
no
week
doubt,
for
man.
It was a rough week for millennial men everywhere.
We're losing a lot of our idols. But yeah, man, let's talk about something that is tough too though. Is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. My god. The game just came out, Game Pass day one. I don't know if y'all can hear my daughter in the back. She's talking shit too about it. But yeah, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers is just another Souls like game, and it is really tough. Not going to lie, like and like I feel like it kind of like threw you right into the fucking game, like without any tutorial. To me, I didn't feel like there was any tutorials. Roger was like, "Oh, there were some tutorials," and I'm like, "They were." Or are they like little fucking things that pop up in the right corner that you're in the middle of combat trying to do? No, like this shit is hard as fuck. Like you wake up
You
in
mean
this cave like this, and it's just like, here you go.
the
Good
pop-up
luck.
you press X on to get them to go away.
Yeah, and then you're supposed to scroll through them and read them. Like, no, like I need a proper tutorial. Like, teach me how the game fucking works. Like,
Yeah, Souls like they've been breaking your heart.
yeah, I mean, but it's also a new genre to me too, because like I
Yeah.
feel like Liza P was the first one that really kicked it off for me. But yeah, man, this one has a lot of similarities even to that. I do like the last boss I just beat because I already beat like 3 bosses already, I think 3 or 4, and the last one I was like, man, this motherfucker's hard. Roger was like, just blow the whistle, because like you get this like bone whistle you can blow, and it like brings in like an NPC and he'll like help fight with you like normal fucking Souls-like games. And yeah, you just let him just take the fucking aggro, and you get behind the boss and you use a heavy attack, and it like stuns them like instantly. Like you don't have to build up like a stun meter, and like a lot of the other Souls games, you get instant stun. They fall on the ground, you fuck them up, then they fucking fall on their back like a fucking fish, like flailing, and you just keep fucking hitting them, and then like you run out of stamina, take a couple steps back, and then just fucking repeat, and it's like over. So
I can hear your adrenaline. I can hear your adrenaline spiking. I can, just turns you into a cheese factory.
Yeah,
Yeah, just hit him in the back and just stun lock him.
yeah, exactly.
But that's Souls like does that to people. You
It's
just
like-
become a cheese factory.
Exactly. I mean, that from my understanding, we were talking about it earlier. It was like for Souls games, you got to find out how to cheese the game, and the cheese the
Yep.
game from like Liza P was with throwables. You could fucking stack up on like fucking 50 throwables, and you could just kill everybody from a distance and not have any issues. This game, it seems like it's going to be along the lines of calling in you're blowing the whistle and shit, and just backstabbing
your
them
tank.
and insta fucking stunning them every single time, no matter what, and just going to town. But yeah, I mean the game looks really good. The issue is like this game is really heavily demanding on resources, and I noticed it when I mostly played on the Xbox, but today I was trying to play it on the PC. I was trying to stream it just to fucking Discord, and like my game was not having it, stuttering, lagging, running it on like ultra low settings. Like this game could not run on my PC while streaming it. I stopped streaming it. It ran fairly good, but it didn't look good. It didn't look like how it looked on my Xbox at all. So, this game definitely demands a lot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, overall, really, really fun game. Definitely demanding of your time and your patience. There were a lot of times I was like already like, fuck this game. Like I had to keep doing the same thing over and over and over because I kept dying. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. And I hate that shit. I hate dying.
Save, exit to desktop, shut down.
Let me come
Just
back
get
later
out
to
and
this.
go walk outside. Yeah, but I'll be back in a little bit. I can't do this
Like,
right now.
I might throw my controller through my screen because this shit's pissing me off.
Rage quit. We've all been there.
But yeah,
There's two types of people that play games: people that have rage quit it and have admitted to it, and dirty liars.
without a doubt. But yeah, man, Wu Chang, shout out to Game Pass again for giving us another solid game. And actually, I ended up going out and buying it too. I just had a feeling that this game could have been one of those games, that was going to be pretty good. That like I want a physical copy of Liza P. I cannot get my hands on any copies of Liza P unless I want to buy it on eBay or some shit for like $150, $200. Not doing it. Expedition 33. If I want to get that shit, it's like $150. Like I'm never going to be like, I feel like I missed out on like a lot of these games because they did come to Game Pass. I never needed to buy them, but I do want to add them to my collection. So I was like, now I'm going to start doing it. If I have a feeling, an inkling that the game might be fucking good, I'm going to go buy it. And lucky enough, my GameStop got one copy in for the Xbox. No one pre-ordered it. Just one copy came in and I got it.
Good. Well, don't forget, even though that happened, you still don't own it.
Right. Oh wait, I do because it's
if-
Xbox,
yeah.
not Nintendo.
If at any point you violate any of the game, you have to actually immediately destroy that copy of your game.
Exactly. But speaking of Nintendo, let's run through our list of Pokemon because you got two, I got three. You've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. It sounds like, and funny enough, one of my good friends Dane has been playing a lot of it. He fucking created a group on Facebook, has like a messenger group now. People's been meeting up. They do it like mainly down like Carlisle area, so it's like, that got to be like an actual planned kind of thing to do. But it seems like Pokemon Go is going. You know, like it's doing still good things. But how's your playthrough spin?
It's been good. I mean, Pokemon Go has never really let me down too much. You have your lulls where it's like, well, I can't do all of these quests right now. You know, some of the things are going to take time. But I actually just finished out the Steel and Scales event that they were doing, which was so you had Dratini's, Beldums,
Mhm.
Bagons, and I can't remember Rookity.
Mhm.
So they were doing a lot of stuff. Rookity is going to be the next community day, I believe. So they introduced the new shinies and all that good stuff. But yeah, it was basically a catch and then evolve for all four of those. The terrible slash ironic part of it is you would spend all your time catching all of those and then evolving them, and your reward was a wild Pokemon appearing, and it was just another one of those. Um, but there wasn't as far as that goes, there wasn't like an increased chance of like shinies or perfects or anything like that. But other than that, it was fun. I was doing a lot of the stuff. They're currently doing the rank quests. I think I'm at rank 82 now.
Mhm.
Where as you go, you just keep gaining points. You keep going up in levels. You get rewards, stuff like that. You get some cool drops out of that. But everything kind of revolving around the Pokemon Presents. So they always
Mhm.
have a lot of things going on whenever that happens. Same thing with the uh, community days and their big Pokemon event yearly. Pokemon Go Fest, stuff like that. They
Yeah.
always have stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been fun. It's been cool. A lot of the Pokemon that were involved in what was going on recently were some that I really liked, so it just kept me a little bit more interested. But other than that, run of the mill Pokemon Go. Just about to finish up the Master Ball quest, and a couple other things that I had kind of sitting around lingering for a bit.
Yeah. For sure. And as you can see, I've been busy with some Pokemon. I recently picked up Pokemon Legends Arceus. Finally for the Switch. The next entry is Pokemon Z-Day, which comes out later this year. I think in October, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, this just I'm only probably about like 2 hours into it. Like I'm still kind of like learning the game. Um, and it really is just like about just catching the Pokemon and then like in the Pokédex, like completing those challenges for each Pokemon. It seems like for now. Um, but it's an interesting concept because like you do fall from the sky. Like spoilers alert, I guess. But your main character, you're like from the future, and you fall through the sky in the rift. But like you're back in time. Like Pokeballs were just fucking created. You like in the story from the beginning, they're like, oh man, someone caught three Pokemon. Their fucking minds were
What?
blown. So I was like, wait a minute, like this is like a crazy ass concept. Like I never thought about like the early days of Pokemon. Like I like it's like in Star Wars, you think about like Star Wars when you have like the Old Republic, that's like fucking thousands of years before regular Star Wars. But even then, like it still feels like
It's
futuristic
somehow
Star
more
Wars.
advanced.
It's yeah, it's still like more like advanced. Like I want to see like old school Star Wars, but like before like all the fucking technology really became a thing. But that another story for another day. But yeah, man, Legends of Arceus so far is pretty good. Okay, hold on.
Probably get another Hershey Kiss over there.
No, she's we have the baby gate for the kitchen, and she wants to go in the kitchen.
They get me too.
Yeah.
Whenever my wife has those up, I can't get in.
But yeah, man, I'm curious to see where Legends goes. Legends of Arceus, like I'm curious to do some maybe trainer battles or find out if there's any like gyms or something that resembles the whole gym battles and stuff like that. I'd be curious to see how that goes. So been playing that a little bit more. I've been trying to take my Switch to work and playing it on my lunch break and
Ooh,
whatnot. So trying to get a little bit of balancing of gaming on the go. I was like, I have a Switch. It collects dust. a lot. Let it not collect dust and get something that I could thoroughly enjoy. Because like when I bought Brilliant Diamond, played and beat that. When I got not Sword and Shield, it might have been Sword and Shield, one of them, and I played and beat that. Hey. Oh, kids are the best. But yeah, man. So yeah, I love anything Pokemon, as you can see, because I've even downloaded one of their recently new games, Pokemon Friends, and this is a game you're literally just doing like daily puzzles, and then it gives you like a certain amount of yarn and a certain color yarn, and you put it in this machine and like randomly splits out like a plushie that you can put. You could put it in. You could put your plushie in your bedroom, or whatever. But then, like sometimes you're going to get a lot of duplicate plushies, and you're like, "What the fuck would I would do with these?" And then there's like these like side missions that like people are like, "Man, if I had a plushie of this, my day would be better."
Incinerate them.
So you're just like, "Okay, here's a
Incinerate 'em.
plushie. Let me make your day."
Like,
So-
that would be a shame if I had any of those. Then you just go sell it.
But it is a free to play game, and apparently though, like you can buy like a $15 bundle or pack, and it gives you like more missions, and because you're only allowed to do like a certain amount of like puzzles per day. But this is like the whole like, hey, if you want to do more puzzles per day and get more plushies per day, you can spend $15. I'm just like, no, you're not hooking me there, buddy. You're not doing it.
Pokemon mobile games, they've gotten so good at getting you just close enough at free to play to
Mhm.
where it's like it's viable, but if you want to play more, like if you want to do anything else,
Right.
money, money.
Because I feel like
Money machine.
we'll just talk about it right now. TCGB, it's like just enough, but I feel like I I wouldn't mind spending the money on the premium. Like I enjoyed the trial when I did have it, but it's like there's a lot of times I fucking forget about the game. So it's like I don't
Yeah,
really wanna invest money into that kind of game.
I did it for the month, and it was all right.
And I feel
Free
like
to
it's
play
better
is fine
now.
for me. They do a lot. They do really well on the free to play options for this.
Yeah.
Where like you don't need the premium. You just don't need it.
I mean, if you just are that bad and you have that biggest itch for opening digital packs, then yeah, go for it.
If you just love spending real money on fake money, do it. Do it.
Do it. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's all the Pokemon we've been playing. Let's talk about PUBG, man. Obviously, you got to get your scratch, your itch for your battle royales. I'm actually really curious because we're gonna talk about Battlefield here in a little bit, and I can mention that one. But PUBG catching dubs, winner chicken dinners.
No, I got back and I got my ass whipped. I haven't played that game in a while, and then I get back in, and I was just getting absolutely destroyed. I'm gonna blame it on my new mouse
Yeah,
because it's not as heavy as my old one. It's a bit wider.
those it off
Anybody
a
who's
little
had
bit.
one mouse, I've had the last mouse for like 5 years, 6 years. Logitech G602.
Mhm.
It was great, nice, heavy, all that good stuff. But it just over the years, I think 6 or so years, it just started dying out. So I got a Corsair Knight Sword. It's weighted. I put every single weight that was available in it, and this thing it's too light. This thing just rips out. Also, sometimes you're just bad at games when you go back into them. Who knows? Could be the mouse. Could be just me not being good at the game when I get one back. But yeah, I mean, same old, same old. It's still fun. They're still always doing things. Like they have their crossovers right now with I'm gonna butcher the name, Aespa. Aespa. I don't know. It's some Korean K-pop band. So there's stuff all over the maps for it, like all that good stuff. You'll just be going through somewhere and you'll just hear K-pop. Not a bad time. Not a bad time if you're into that. But yeah, it's same old PUBG. It's still the same thing it always has been, and I think that's what makes myself and a lot of people just go back to it. It's consistent, and it's just you get in, you know what to expect, and you know what you're gonna get, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
So
But-
still fun as always.
So about the crossovers, man, like I feel like some of them are getting a bit crazy. I feel like the one game that pulls it off and it just makes sense is Fortnite. For some reason, it just works in the world of Fortnite. But like, I feel like Call of Duty itself is getting out of hand. Like with the most recent ones, with like the Beavis and
The
Butthead,
Beavis and
the Family
Butthead and all that
Guy,
good stuff,
and it
yeah,
just
they
looks really weird and out of place. It's like, where do you draw the line at that kind of stuff, especially in like a realistic shooter, but it's still an arcade shooter?
So I saw the Beavis and Butthead crossover. I saw the stuff they were doing, and at this point, it's just like it's just a desperate attempt to try to garner some more replayability. The game, you can get in, you can get with your buddies, it's fine, but like, there's gonna be hackers in your lobby. There's gonna be this. There's always gonna be that shit. And it just seems like a desperate attempt to try to get more people in that just like maybe won't complain about that. Like it seems like it's just masking their failed attempts at actually fixing the game. So instead of actually fixing it, they're like, well, we can at least rob some more people for like $20 for Beavis and Butthead.
And
Like,
it's the craziest part. It's like people are still complaining. They're like, so you rather waste all of your time and resources on making Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy skins instead of just fixing your game.
instead of fixing your game, they will do everything except fix their damn game. And I haven't played Call of Duty in a hot minute since probably about a month after Warzone came back. Well, after Verdansk came back, but
Yeah.
like, and this is just Scott's humble opinion. This is not, it might be a widely adhered to opinion, but like, if I wanted random fucking crossovers with Beavis and Butthead and Nicki Minaj and fucking the Terminator and fucking Family Guy and all that good shit, like I would go to the game that's better at crossovers, and I would play Fortnite
Easily.
I wouldn't go to COD expecting Fortnite crossover experiences because we've already established the only people that really works for is Fortnite. Stop trying to do it. Stop trying to cover up your failed attempts at fixing your game, and just fix your fucking game, and people will come back and play it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Level out the guns so there's no stupid shit meta every 2 weeks, and fix your game, and you won't have to worry about random desperate cash grabs like Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy.
Exactly.
That's just my opinion. If I wanted crossovers and I wanted to play random ass characters, I would go play Fortnite. Because basically,
I just
Fortnite
wish there
has
was.
become the
I saw someone talk about like a feature like being able to turn off skins. Like
Yeah.
from my perspective, so I don't see it. Like you go ahead and you spend the money on that kind of stuff for whatever reason, because it's a first person game, so like you're buying skins for other people to see that you bought the skin, because you can never see the skin other than in like kill cam or I don't know, like I don't get the whole point. So I do like think like there should be a feature like if I just want the game to look like soldiers out there running around, I should just be able to press a button and it just removes them.
well, and this is gonna sound way off at first, but like, well, let me preface this by saying Fortnite is the Super Smash Brothers of third-person shooters and first-person shooters. We're gonna leave it at that. You can play whatever character you want in that shit. You're still getting the same Fortnite game. Call of Duty used to be the. I'm probably gonna catch some shit for saying this, but like Call of Duty used to be the adult version of your battle royale. It used to be you played it. It was a little bit more mature. It had like, I wouldn't say more mature themes, but the campaigns definitely had more mature themes. It wasn't just multiplayer and a battle royale and stuff like that. And I feel like they've really dumbed themselves down just to try to get some cash from some kids who think fucking Peter's hilarious. Like, it's a bummer. It really is. And we'll talk about something here a little bit later that maybe will fix that and actually scratch that itch.
Exactly, Marshmallow.
Hopefully, want it to be very, very good. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree with Marshmallow here. It's like voice chat is the only thing that's been like the same. But I feel like even then, like people rarely use voice chat anymore. Like back in the day, like Modern Warfare 2 on like 360 days.
Yeah.
Like,
it was different. Now you get banned for calling people fucking idiots or something like that. They're like,
something real basic.
You used a hateful, offensive term. It's like, what? I said idiot? I'm like, oh no, you said fuck. I'm like, what? Oh, come on now. This was Call of Duty. This is supposed to be able to say fuck. Are you supposed to hear that 16 times before the game loads?
Right.
Bring back pre-game lobbies. Let's do this. Like, but yeah, shit was ridiculous, and it's just it's sad at this point for me. It really, really is. I only hop on if somebody's like really, really wanting me to get on, and even then, like if I get on and there's an update, I'm not playing it. It's not happening.
Which is like every day.
Yeah, I'm not
For
gonna
what
sit there
reason we don't
and wait.
know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and wait just
That's fair.
just to play a game I didn't want to play in the first place.
One last game I want to talk about is Abiotic Factor. Game recently just came to Game Pass. This game actually just went into 1.0 release as well at the same time. So it finally got all of its content, all of its updates, and it's been a really interesting experience. I'm going to get the launch trailer up here, but it's kind of like a survival game. You and your friends are running around this like factory thing. There's actually a lot more fucking characters you're seeing in this trailer already than we have seen already, because it just has really just been us, and like every once in a while we'll find like a NPC, but like there are these alien creatures that you have to fight and kill. But you can build like bases, and you have to build like your crafting benches, your cooking. Each person has like a certain class. Like I'm the architect, so like I get better abilities for building shit. I know Dom Marshmallow here is like our cook. He's our chef. I think Roger.
Let him cook.
I think Roger or Phil is a defense specialist. So like they're good at like having like attacks and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's been an overall enjoyable experience. Like watching this trailer, I'm like, what game is this? Because I haven't even got to see like a drop of what this game has to offer. And like we just went into our first alien planet like Portal, and that was pretty badass, and I'm really excited to check this out. After the podcast we're gonna hop back on and play some more. But yeah, we played for quite a few hours. As you can see, like some of the enemies are like off the fucking wall. But Roger I think was comparing it to, he was like, it's like a survival game set in like the Half-Life world, in a way, like how you would describe it.
I'm picking up on that. Yeah. Yeah. I'll subscribe to that one.
Yeah.
Like definitely the Half-Life world look. Definitely get that feel from it.
Yeah,
And,
so
yeah.
yeah, so far so good, man. And shout out to Game Pass yet again, because it is on there.
As always.
Oh, the
As
best
always.
fucking value in gaming without a doubt.
Dude,
I love it.
It never gets old. We talked a while back. Like I just haven't had really a lot of time for video games. I still pay that shit monthly, just because if I ever go, it's the best $21 that you'll spend per month.
Right, you get to play your one game off of it, being Oblivion Remaster.
Yeah, I'm still playing Oblivion Remaster. I'm gonna pick up Clair Obscura.
Eventually.
I'm kind of, well, I've been pushing through the Oblivion, trying to just get that done.
Yeah, you definitely got to get through Expedition 33 before the Game Awards, so then you can understand why we're cheering for Expedition 33 to win Game of the Year.
Oh no, I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware why people have been rooting for that. I've seen gameplay, I've seen a lot of it, and it looks good. I've listened to the soundtrack without playing the game.
That's fair. Yeah, that soundtrack is so fire, bro.
Yeah, and it is absolutely ridiculous.
And shout out to SoundCloud for the discovery of the fucking the sound producer, the music producer. Oh man, that shit's crazy.
Yeah. So my job now, it's a lot of stuff just online. I'm not on phones as much, and I'm not on phones as much anymore. And so it leaves a lot of time for like auditory exploration while I'm in there just doing stuff. And I've been going through video game soundtracks and like ambience and stuff like that. And then that came up, and I was like, should I? I haven't played it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna. And
I feel like that's something you could do. It's not gonna break your experience.
I was like, I was like, yeah, this shit's good.
But like, it's gonna be like even crazy. Like you get to the point where like you know the song and you're like, oh, that's where this song is at. And
it's probably gonna be. I'm probably doing the reverse of it, where I'm listening to the soundtrack first, and then when I actually go to play the game, I'm gonna be like, here it is.
Here it is.
Absolute banger. Let's go.
Yeah, they did really good, both with the music and like what the music is for, and like the different scenes that the music is in. Like it's just really, really well done, executed to a T. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to why we're here, and that's like the industry news and the gaming news. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, man, kicking off here with Microsoft news, and I don't even know how else to like truly address this problem, but it's like your typical corporate talk that just blow smoke up your ass, and you're just supposed to be like, "Yay, okay, cool." But Satya Nadella seeks to reassure Microsoft employees in the layoffs memo, and he basically was like talking to them, but like, "Hey, your job is good. Like, we wanted to invest in AI. We wanted to do this. We're still leading in basically every fucking category there is in the world. We just want to keep growing and get bigger." Um, just the typical fucking corporate speak. And I was just like, are you just like tone deaf? Like, do you not listen to what you're saying or like what people have been saying? Like, this is not okay. This is not what we want. Nobody really wants AI except the corporate people.
Yeah, this is textbook pissing on your leg and telling you that it's raining outside. Like it's it's awful. Like once again, like you just said, we don't want AI. We don't. Capitalism wants AI. Capitalism wants AI so fucking desperately. Capitalism
Because
wants
they're
that
going to
shit
save
because they want
so much money.
they're gonna save so much money by fucking by spending billions. They might save millions. Fucking idiots. But anyway, so this is a really a kick in the ass. And I'm sure he might have meant some sort of like sympathy by this, but really it just feels like when you read it, it just seems so disingenuous. Like if you were really that sorry, or if you really didn't want to do this, you didn't really have to. Like you definitely didn't have to. And he says, I'm looking here at the article that you shared. I was reading it earlier, and it says he asked more than 200,000 Microsoft employees to, quote unquote, imagine if all 8 billion people could summon a researcher, an analyst, or a coding agent, and how this could unlock entirely new levels of agility and innovation.
AKA laziness.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it laziness. There's always two sides to each story. The truth usually right in the middle. So like yeah, AI can do great things. AI can do
use it. I'm not gonna lie.
awesome things. Yeah, no, I mean you shouldn't lie about using it. We're getting to the point to where people are going to start learning how to use AI as opposed to avoiding it or making sure it doesn't take your job. Like there's we're getting to an eventuality where it's like how well do you work with AI is going to be a determining factor in getting your job and getting a new job or keeping your job.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
can
definitely
account
that
for that
middle.
right now at my new job that I'm at right now because like I don't know a lick of fucking flooring, and like people be like, let's just use adhesives for example. There's like a bajillion fucking adhesives, different brands, and people are like, what adhesives should I use when I'm laying down carpet tile? And I'm like, I have no fucking idea. But I go, hey, Chat GPT, what is the best carpet tile adhesive from brands Powerhold, Mapei, and Maxon? And it goes, well, this does, and it breaks everything down in like fucking
Yeah,
two
it gives you
paragraph. And I'm like, okay, and then I can just rattle the shit off, and I sound like a fucking genius when I'm talking to the customer.
yeah. So it's like I understand, but like you don't sit there and blow smoke up their ass, and that's exactly what this seems like it was.
Yeah. So Sony was busy, trying to make moves as always, signing deals, trying to prevent things from coming to Xbox, but that might change here with their new recent LinkedIn post or whatever. They're trying to hire somebody to help bring their games to multi-platform, but that has nothing to do with what I'm about to bring up here. But they signed a strategic partnership with Bandai Namco, aka the
The
developers
fine makers of
Elden
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Ring.
Duelist of the Roses.
Took it the opposite way, but 2.5% stake in the publisher. It says they 16 million shares acquired parts of the broader strategic partnership. It says it will focus on expanding the fan community for our IP, such as anime, manga around the world, and strengthening the engagement. And I'm like, looking at it from that perspective, it makes sense. Like Sony has like such a dominant like foothold of like the anime sector. Like they've been buying up all of them. Like they own Crunchyroll, and they've already had one before that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, where do you watch your anime? Probably through Crunchyroll, which is owned by Sony. So it's like it kind of makes sense where Sony's like, hey, this IP, all of your IPs are fucking phenomenal. We have a platform that we can make it into a multimedia purpose. Why not?
Yeah, buddy, I have
We'll help you.
I bought a new TV about a month and a half ago, and that remote's got a Crunchyroll button on it. that was one of the
Yeah.
deciding factors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Sony Bravia 8, and it came with Crunchyroll right on the remote, and I was like, "This is
I'm going
amazing."
to check
It came
my remote because I have a
pre-installed.
Sony
I'm like,
TV.
"This is too great." I'm like, "This is too great. Need it. Absolutely have to have it." But man, they love getting their hands in everything.
Yeah.
Like they're spreading themselves out apart to the point to where nothing will be a decisive blow to the company at this point.
It'll all
Nothing,
be.
not one. There's no one thing that could kill them anymore. But there's a lot of things that could go wrong. But there's no one thing that could kill them anymore because they have just been getting in with everything.
Yeah, they definitely want parts for sure. But I see this working out, and honestly, like I'm always the negative one about Sony, but I could applaud them for making this move just for like the impact and like even then like they can have like a big influence financially on like the expansion of like the different spin-offs of the games even as well. So
Yeah,
only time.
absolutely. They're basically doing the same thing that Amazon's doing with all their video game shows, like Fallout and all that good stuff.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, because Wolfenstein was just recently announced to be in development over at Amazon, which is the same team being made from the same team behind the Fallout show. So like that's pretty awesome. And funny enough, because one of the games that I didn't even talk about earlier, because I was tying it into this, was me and Roger were playing through Wolfenstein Youngbloods, which by the way was a god awful fucking game. My God, we gave it I think a collectively a 4. Like we had to settle on a 4. We were trying to hold ourselves from giving it a 3. Um, yeah, bad game. But I played the first 2 games of the series, like since the reboot of the Wolfenstein, because obviously that's a really old franchise. But those were great games. This was a bad game, but the premise of like what Wolfenstein is could make for a great fucking TV show, and if it's being made from the people who made Fallout, sign me up. We ready for it. That's for sure. I mean, I've been trying to watch Fallout here and there, because I'm still trying to finish season 1. I think I only watched like the first like 2 or 3 episodes, so I have a lot to get through still. But yeah, man, big times for Wolfenstein. TV shows right now are just, I think, doing really well, especially like with the whole crossover, like with video games being turned into them. Like it's like it just kind of works, except Halo.
yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that, but it is nice to see that stuff come to the small screen in some facet, because like a lot of these games deserve a lot of recognition for their really, really good storylines, and people that won't ever play them just because it's a video game finally get to experience some of that, and they kind of get to see how the other half lives every once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
fun. But yeah, speaking of some other things that we've had earlier with some layoffs, we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to move the conversation here to the Chinese Room, and I don't mean an Asian adaptation of The Room by Tommy Wiseau. I do mean the developers of Still Wakes the Deep, which I know you and Roger were huge fans of. But they've actually cut ties from Sumo Digital and have become independent. So big news coming from them. They did say that following the divestment process of a number of roles that they were working on, were also regrettably made redundant in that. So you get a little bit of good, a little bit of bad coming out of the Chinese Room, where they're becoming independent. They want to work on some original things, which I think is going to be very, very beneficial to them as a studio. Still Wakes the Deep. You guys loved that game. I know Roger did. I know you felt really deeply about the game as well. And but seeing that come out and then seeing some immediate layoffs in a studio that really consisted of 55 developers,
like how many did you lay off, or like
how many did you lay off, and how did the separation create redundancies?
if anything, like when you merge, that's usually when redundancy tends to happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's usually when you get two things together, that's where those redundancies happen. When you break apart, generally you need all the people you can get. But just some interesting stuff coming out of there.
I'm just really curious to see how this like really impacts it. Like I feel like it's a double-edged sword. Like great for them to become independent and stuff like that, but then like I think in a sense you lose a lot of funding, like the financial backing of it. Then
Yeah, and that really like arguably makes the most sense here. And when we look at redundancies and we look at we scoff at redundancies in a 55 man woman developer team, but maybe maybe there was some maybe middle management positions. Maybe there was, spots that, their only sole purpose was to do one very specific task that could have been handled by somebody else. So you got to make sure you're protecting or AI. Yeah, I mean, AI is going to do it anyway. So yeah, you kind of, it makes you wonder, but it's one of those things that it does make sense depending on really how all of that came down to be. But interested to see what they come up with their original work, especially with less developers now.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Maybe they caught wind that Expedition 33 had like 33 developers and made that game, and they're like, well, if we got down to 33, maybe we'll have a good game too.
Yeah, they actually.
So who knows?
I don't know if you caught the episode. We actually had to debunk that. They actually didn't have just 33. They had over 300. They had multiple studios come in and help them throughout the process and whatnot. Yeah, so it was like a misconception that like one person put out there was like, yo, they were 33 people. They made a game and it just fucking snowballed. And then they had to come out there and announce, and they were like, we didn't have just.
You know what? I think
people.
I did catch that because it was like their studio was like 30 some people, but they had like 5 other studios help them with that game.
And that's where I struggled. I was like, yeah, their studio may have been that much, because I was like, it was developed by 33 people, and it's like, well, if you asked them a question and they answered it for you, you would technically count them as helping you. I'm like, okay, if you say so.
Well, yeah. That's true. I mean, if you, me, and 8 other people got together and we had 10 people, and we all went into a different fast food chain or pizza place, and we all brought lunch, they're not gonna say the 10 of us made lunch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it. I definitely get it 100%. So yeah, but just some weird. It's just more layoffs we hear. We get Microsoft, we get the Chinese room, and then now we get Spider Games, the studio behind the Greedfall series. They also get layoffs now, and everybody gets a layoff. Look under your seats. You're gonna find some layoffs. But Erwin Perrin, the lead animator at Spiders, he did kick out a tweet, and he said, hey, we've recently been informed that, like most of the industry, Spider Games will proceed a layoff plan, and sadly most of the animation and rig team will be affected. If you're looking for some talented and passionate Paris-based animator or a rig artist, hit me up. So once again, it seems like every month, every 2 months, that we have to cover just loads of layoffs.
Yep.
It's
like never ending, for sure.
Yeah, it's never ending, and we've already seen between Spider Games and the Chinese room, doesn't matter how big or small you are.
Not at all. They
can find something.
Even when you're super massive, I get it. Because that's my next segue here. Because Supermassive Studios
segues are weird.
Was hit with layoffs as well. And with this, they laid off 36 people, and they also had to delay their game Directive 8020, which was supposed to come out, I think, October 2nd. They delayed it the whole way to 2026. No specific date has been given for the release. So that was a game that I was kind of like low-key looking forward to. It looks really good. We're not 100% sure exactly how it's supposed to really feel, because like obviously we know Supermassive is really known for like their horror games. Like they made like Until Dawn. They also helped out like the anthology series that they were working on. So yeah, definitely gonna have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, sucks to see, man, on the some more layoffs. But we got to do one more topic here in the industry news, and that's for Discord. This one is actually really interesting. I really wish Roger was here to talk about it, because he was actually the one that brought it to my attention. But Brits can get around the Discord's age verification thanks to Death Stranding photo mode. It says bypassing the measure introduced with UK's Online Safety Act. It says we tried it and it works, thanks to Kojima. Yeah, that shit is pretty crazy. The fact that they're able to use like our games to kind of like break an age verification, and like a robust one at that. It says users to access adult content online. People have already managed to find ways around it, which is pretty crazy, honestly. Scott, what's your thoughts? You might be muted, I think. On the whole,
I don't know.
breaking the age verification using Death Stranding. Photo mode.
It's you show me a 10-foot wall, I will find a 15-foot ladder. Is what that is. No, it's hilarious. It's rough that it's needed, but still, it's so funny that people will find a way around this, and seeing them use the photo mode from Death Stranding to be able to do so is just even better. Yeah, so they did that, and it's like what? It was like less than 24 hours after the requirements.
Yep.
And they're like, no, they found it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and I read I was reading the article earlier, and I pull it back up, and it's like, oh, they exfiltrated key, not safe for work data, just using the Death Stranding pictures there, and it's just like, how did it get this far? But man,
it is really impressive.
Funny.
Like the process too. It's like it tells you like to open your mouth or something like that, and then close your mouth, and then it's like trying to estimate your age and shit like that. And it's like, all right, cool, you've been verified. I'm like, like I don't even know like that. Like that makes sense to use the fucking photo mode. You're just like hold the fucking your phone up to the TV. It can scan any face. I mean that game already looks realistic as fuck, so it's gonna work. It's the crazy part, man.
It's so funny. You just see that, and they're ones that make you just like, oh, that stuff is really easily beatable.
Right, it's fucking brilliant. These people are brilliant. But nonetheless, man, that's all the industry news we got this week. Let's go ahead and check out the gaming news. All right, man. Kicking it off here with some Xbox related news. And this is actually really, really big because with Xbox recently announcing that their first party games are moving to the $80 price tag that Nintendo first established, Microsoft is actually reversing its plans with at least one of their games. We could see it for some other future releases as well, but The Outer Worlds 2 has been reversed. It will be a $70 game, reversing back down to what most of their first party games were costing. Obviously if they were smaller they were like the $40-$50 range, but their normal full scale first party games are $70, and that's what Outer Worlds 2 is going to be. Can play it on Game Pass as well, so this will be huge for anybody on PlayStation who's going to be playing this game, because you don't got Game Pass and you got to buy it, and it saves you $10 now.
The way our good Lord intended.
But yeah, man, I mean, that shit was huge. Like everyone's like, "What?" And it's like this is like one of those times where like Microsoft genuinely listened to the gaming community and industry. Like $80 games is not what we want. $80 is not going to make me want to buy the game on your system. And if I'm on your system, I'm 9 out of 10 probably already have Game Pass. So what am I truly buying the game for?
Yep. Well, Game Pass, you get that discount anyway, but this is one of those, give us a treat every once in a while, and we'll let you pluck our feathers for the other 11 months out of the year. Like, it's good to see that people didn't. I know previously we had thought once we heard Switch 2 games were going to be $80, we're like, well, that's it. Now all games are going to be $80 because people are going to spend it. They're going to buy it on Switch, and they're going to do that. But it's good to see that people finally stood up, said we don't want this shit, and Microsoft listened. That's huge because it's still at least lets us pretend that we have power as the consumer. It lets us pretend that we're somewhat in charge of this social contract we have with Xbox and PlayStation and the gaming industry. So it's nice to see. Refreshing is something, because they could have just said fuck you, it's $80 or get Game Pass.
Pretty much.
And that could have just been it. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't, because if they said fuck you, pay this for $80 or spend $20 on Game Pass, people are going to spend the $20.
Yeah.
And then now you have so many more people paying you $20 a month just for residual income. But good for them. Good for them for listening. I can't joke too hard on somebody who actually listened to their customers and their consumers and kind of reverse course on that. That's a kudos and a shout out for them for sure.
Hell yeah. Interesting enough here with the next topic is Halo's esports tournament that just happened. They basically announced that they're moving away from Halo Infinite for next year's tournament altogether. And that's either like one of two things, like the tournament is taking a break all of next year, or it's just easily confirming that we are either getting a new Halo next year, or like we're getting something in regards where they don't want to take the the shine away. Like they got to get all of the attention on whatever is coming, whether it be Combat Evolved remake, which has been heavily rumored, but then a lot of people are like, it's only going to be the campaign. We're not getting Combat Evolved multiplayer remake. But maybe we do, maybe we don't. Maybe they just go into like they make just Halo Online and they just make that a constant live service part, but the new content that would come would be like new story modes every so often, new expansions to the story in that sense. And obviously their content updates for multiplayer, like that'd be easy. But it's really like they're in really weird times. Honestly, like they've remade number one already technically twice. They had the OG. They made the anniversary edition on the 360. Then they had Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. It's like, how many times are you going to remake the first one?
Oh, as many times as they need to, because they will stop kicking that horse when it stops spitting out money.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever will stop.
it won't. This Halo was like the OG for so many of us. It was the absolute OG. And then you got Phil Spencer talking, like the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning, like that kind of stuff. Like you're almost definitely looking at a Combat Evolved remake. Which they redid it on the 360. The Master Chief Collection was, if I recall, just the anniversary edition,
more or less.
Like it wasn't really much. It was like I don't know if it even qualified as a reskin at that point. And so given that, with the fact that like you can only go so much further with Halo as far as story is considered, at least in my humble non-professional opinion, like when it comes to Halo, the story's it's done. They leave it open ended, but how many times are you gonna redo the same thing and call it a new game? So I'm anxious to see if this is gonna be more of, do they go back to the Combat Evolved and go back to the multiplayer with that? Do they make this like and I hate to say it, do they make this like a almost like a Call of Duty multiplayer? A bit. I mean, they essentially have what they already have anyway with their Halo multiplayer. Like, are they gonna make any like big like format changes to their game? Are they gonna do anything like that? Lots of questions after moving away from this. So I wasn't a fan of Infinite's multiplayer. It was fun. It wasn't it though. Halo 2's multiplayer, that was it.
And
Halo 3's multiplayer, that was it. So maybe we get a rehash of just kind of them, and instead of actually going with a new Halo game or a remake, it just, like you said, it becomes a Halo multiplayer, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of see that they were kind of leaning into that with Infinite, because they separated the whole multiplayer and the campaign into two separate applications. And multiplayer, if I'm not mistaken, came out like a whole week earlier, whichever one came out like a week early. So it's like they were kind of already breaking apart and doing that separation already. So I'd be curious to see if that's what path they decide to do with Halo. But so about the other sci-fi game from them, and that's Starfield. It's been kind of dormant for such a long time now at this point. People were wondering if they just completely moved on and gave up on Starfield, but apparently not. Bethesda Game Studio announced that they're working on future updates and will share more exciting things as that are planned soon in the coming months. A lot of speculation is saying that this is one of the next games coming to the PS5, and why not bring it to the PS5 with brand new content as well, like the DLC 2, and like you sell that as a complete bundle. You get the base game, DLC 1, DLC 2 coming out the PlayStation, next year and later this year, however they want to do it. I think it could work, because I mean, we got Gamescom in about a month from now.
Yeah.
It could be a big time announcement during those times. So,
Oh yeah.
time will tell, man.
It would make sense. It would make sense.
One day I'll get back
To-
into Starfield because like it's still a game that I want to play and beat. I just never got back to it just because with the times that I was playing it was fucking crazy. But then getting back into it is hard because there's so many other like new games out. It's like I don't want to really miss what's new. You know.
Yeah, who would go back to an old game?
Yeah, and then I do from time to time. Like I still go back and play older games, but long as like they're not going to take that long. Like going back to play an old game and it takes long, I'm going to miss out on a lot of new stuff.
Case in point, I'm right here. I'm your test bed. I've
Yeah.
been playing an old game. I've been doing that. I've
He's
been
been
missing
missing
out
everything.
a lot of new stuff. I've been missing so many new things. I have the backlog that you had when I first joined the podcast. And you're like, just add it to the list. Add it to the list.
Yep.
And I'm in
Yeah.
that position now, where I'm just gonna add it to the list.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's gonna be
crazy.
ridiculous.
But yeah, man, that's all the Xbox news. But as you can see, I was just talking about PlayStation. Xbox is doing really well on PlayStation actually, and with that, Forza Horizon 5 is PlayStation's top selling new game this year with over 3 million copies sold. Second place is Monster Hunter Wilds with 2.9 million. Then it's Assassin's Creed Shadows with 2 million. Then Elden Ring Nightring with 1.4 million. And then it's ending the list here with 1.3 million from Expedition 33. Not a single PlayStation Studios game is in the top 5. It's insane. I just don't understand it. It's just clearly like like PlayStation needs something new, or they're clearly just heavily relying on third party a lot.
Well, it's become very clear over the past couple of years that third party is the way to go as far as PlayStation is concerned. PlayStation is really, really there to provide you the hardware. At that point, like when's the last time that Sony Studios had a game that was original, groundbreaking, and one of their best sellers?
That wasn't a remake or a remaster. Yeah, it's been a while, or a sequel. Like it's
Or a
it's
sequel
one,
like
it's
Spider-Man.
like it's one of them. You know, it's always a remake, remaster, or sequel. Because like not gonna lie, Ghost of Yotai comes out on October 2nd. I am probably one of the most excited people that you can meet for that game. But it's a sequel. You know, we kind of already know what to expect from the game. And it's just like, yeah, every Spider-Man game that's been coming out or being remade or remastered, it's a sequel or any of those. Same thing with all of The Last of Us. Give us Last of Us 3. Even if it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Do a spin-off. Do something different in the fucking franchise. I mean, you can make me another Uncharted if you want to. I mean, but again, like you're still going back into a whole sequel. But thankfully, we are getting a brand new IP. Hopefully, it's good, and that's that intergalactic game that was announced from the Uncharted developers over at Naughty Dog. So it's like they just take a while, you know. We're still waiting on Marvel Wolverine. That's going to be a new IP from them. That could be really good. But yeah, they got to do something, man.
So a quick Google search showed me that the last thing that was produced by Sony was not made by Sony. The last thing produced by Sony Entertainment from them was Ghost of Tsushima. So 5 years since they've had something
like a brand new IP,
groundbreaking.
Yeah,
like something groundbreaking that they did. Yeah,
that sucks. Really, really does, because there's a lot of fucking talent. Like clearly, we see it when their games come out. They're usually pretty good. Pretty fucking like you're usually bangers. Every once in a while we get a Days Gone, which was, you know, whatever. We get a Returnal, which was critically great, but it didn't really sell well. Obviously, we're getting a spiritual successor to that. But you know, they can't be fucking heavy hitter game of the years every single time. But at least try. At least Xbox is like, you know, here's a 9, but here's a 4. Here's another 8 and a 7. And here's a 2. Like at least they try.
Well, it's because Xbox at this point right now, Xbox has the money to throw shit at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah,
It's really what they're doing.
Yeah, so maybe PlayStation
a little bit closer to heart.
Yeah, but at least they're not leaving their hardware alone, because they are slowly but surely improving it in different aspects that you may or may not even think about. They're adding the new power saver mode, which will allow the console to kind of like scale back its performance of certain PS5 titles. So anybody who's really big on saving energy and the whole green earth kind of thing, this will be great. But I'm the asshole.
I'm all for that, but not for performance. No,
Yeah, not for me. Like I need the game to be able to run at 4K, 120 at all times, looking the best. Ray tracing, ray tracing shadows, ray tracing reflections. You know, I need it all. Don't
If I
fucking
don't feel
reduce.
like I can jump into the game, it's not for me.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, man, it's awesome to see that they're providing something. I mean, Xbox did the same thing. Like they updated like their whole like their low power mode and stuff like that. Like Xbox has already been there, done that. You know, I didn't really cheer them on. I don't really care as long as my shit turns on like that. Like I love it. Like
Yeah,
my
that's fair.
shit's usually probably not in power saver mode because it turns on almost immediately with no fucking load up. Just doop, there it is. Fucking love it. But the latest firmware will also allow to pair DualSense controllers with up to 4 different devices. So that's another part of their big update. It says you can register 4 devices simultaneously and easily switch between it directly from your controller. For example, if you take your controller with which you use for your PS5, then seamlessly can switch it to the PC. The PC games you connected by or connected to a smartphone or remote play on your PS5. You just like it just remotely like or swiftly just changes, which is great. Um, Kind of reminds me of like kind of how like the AirPods work for the like iPhone and like the iPad and shit like that. Literally, you're taking a call on the phone, but then you were listening to music on the iPad. It just seamlessly switches. You don't gotta fucking do no buttons. Do click on this, click on that. It just does it. But it says the PS5 beta access is available to select participants in the United States, Canada, Japan, UK, Germany, and France as of right now. So be on the lookout for that soon to come. But that is the all of the PlayStation and Xbox news. Nintendo was probably the busiest they've been in quite some time. So I was glad to fucking hit you up. I was like, yo, Nintendo actually has some shit to talk about. We need you on the show. So tell me about it, man. What's going on?
Yeah. I guess getting some meat and potatoes here. Nintendo had a huge week, as far as just random things happening. That we had Pokemon Presents. We have all of it. So, but when you think Nintendo, right? You think N64. You think Game Boy originally. You think NESs and stuff like that. And one of the best things about those consoles was how original or like different the cartridges were, right? So, case in point, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a huge seller right now, but it doesn't have that real chef's kiss, the banana yellow cartridges that the N64 had, that the Game Boy had, all that. And so, what does a man do? The only thing he can do, he spray paints his Switch cartridge banana yellow. Looked great, looked awesome, but he broke his Switch 2 in the process.
They got stuck.
So, yeah. So, so we had a guy here, and I'm not sure if you can pull up any pictures there, but we had a guy here who wanted his cartridge to match the other Donkey Kong cartridges. So he spray painted it, and he spray painted the shit out of it.
Yeah, I have it
Pulled
up
the
right
game
now.
apart. Yeah, pulled the game apart, spray painted everything there, and it got stuck. He got stuck as shit. So he broke his Switch 2 by shoving a spray painted cartridge in there, and that's it. He can't play anymore. So I understand the need for nostalgia. I understand the want for nostalgia, but maybe not at the cost of your $500 console that you just recently got. So yeah, you'll see him here, be like, oh no, it's stuck. Guess I'm not playing that today. So, but yeah. So we got this video, and then in other videos, he was trying to get the game back out. He went back after things dried and all that good stuff, and he actually made it worse. He tore the whole damn thing up, trying to get that cartridge out of there. So, although it would have looked nice and it would have been great if it had worked, do not spray paint your cartridges, kids. because that will not work. That will not end up well for you.
I actually be curious, like, if there is a company like 3D printing is like, everyone has a 3D printer these days. It seems like someone could just 3D print the fucking cartridge, because clearly you can take the inner parts of the cartridge out, and then like you would just put them in the brand new thing, and it would just fit perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about being anything sticky or being painted and shit, because it's already fucking yellow.
Yes, I'm 100% convinced that you could be on Google for about 10 minutes and find somebody to make that cartridge for you and send it to you.
Like, I feel like that would have been the route that I would have went first before trying to do it myself, like spray painting it. Like, to me, it just sounds like a bad idea. But
Let me
here we are. I mean,
cartridge
I do
sale.
agree with them. Like, I don't understand, like, what that was so dope, thinking about like all of the different colored cartridges back in the day, especially on the N64. Like, you remember like the green ones? They were usually like the army games, like the Army Green Men, like,
Dude, they were fun, yeah.
or like Pokemon
Yeah.
Stadium 2 was like half silver, half gold, because the fucking Game Boy games are silver and gold. Like, it fucking made sense.
Yep. And it wasn't even 10 minutes, and I'm already on Etsy, and you can find some. So don't spray paint it. Let the semi-professionals do that.
Don't worry, Marshmallow. I was in the same boat. I'm sure we all fucking did anything and everything that we saw on the internet that would fix our scratched up discs.
No, Marshmallow, that worked. I'm convinced. You can't change my mind.
I mean, I've tried it. It worked in some of mine, but also so did the whole.
It was
hot breath on it.
See, the trick is, it was never the toothpaste that was the problem. It was the toothbrush that you were putting it on with. That just
use the
made it
toothbrush.
10 times
Shit, I was using like
worse.
tissue
10
paper and
times
fucking
worse.
like microcloth.
Not to get too far off topic, but remember back in the day they sold us disc cleaners?
Mm-hmm.
Those rats. Those rats. But so a little bit of happy news regarding the Switch 2. So just to get back on topic, because segues are weird. Switch 2 is the fastest selling game hardware in the US ever. That is it. It is the fastest selling gaming hardware in US history. 1.6 million units were sold during its launch month in the US, and 82% of buyers also got Mario Kart World because they just like being punished.
There was no other games to buy for it.
There was no other games to buy. So
new games, I should say.
Yeah. So we know the Switch 2 came out in June, and it ended up spending on hardware was up about 249%.
It's nuts.
Reaching about $978 million.
That's crazy.
Which is ridiculous. And it actually broke the record from June 2008. June 2008 was $608 million. So absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to them. Despite the fact that we did talk a lot of shit about the Switch 2 on this podcast when we were seeing the hardware, seeing everything that was coming out. We were like, it's just the Switch again. There's nothing better. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I still don't know how to feel really about it.
Like, the screen's not great. This, that, and the other. We weren't really sure. I opted on the talk shit and seek forgiveness later, and so this is me seeking forgiveness later, because they absolutely killed it with the Switch 2 release, and they did really, really well. And for a lot of reasons, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and of course, Pokemon. That's a huge game for them, which leads us into the Pokemon Presents, which was the event that we had in July for Pokemon, everything Pokemon. And we have a list here of everything that was really announced during that. So we had the 2025 Pokemon World Championships, Pokemon Concierge Season 2. We had Pokemon Tales, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. We had Poke Park Kanto,
which is dope.
Which looks looks really, really cool. I was gonna get to the end of this and be like, right, what are you excited for, and why is it Poke Park?
That's fine. Yeah, we can do that still. Sorry.
I was gonna be like, what are you excited for, and why is it Poke Park Kanto? Because it looks sweet. Pokemon Go Max Finale 2025. We got Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon Sleep, which is fun. Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Mega Evolution is coming to that. in September. Pokemon Friends, which
Already
somebody
talked about.
here's already been playing, having fun with. We got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And then we got Pokemon Champions, Pokemon Legends Z-A, which we talked about here a little bit earlier, as the new big release for that, for the Switch 2. And that really wraps up what Pokemon Presents gave us this year, and not a bad list. I was going to say, Vic, what are you most excited for on here, or what really spoke to you, and why was it Poke Park Kanto?
I mean, the fact that there's like a whole fucking theme park set around Pokemon and like the OG with the whole Kanto region just seems really, really, really dope. It's coming to Japan. It's a 26,000 square meters. It's in Tokyo's Verdant Tama Hills. Um, it is the first ever permanent outdoor Pokemon attraction. And grand opening is next year. And I'm like, all right, cool. So when we going to Japan? But
Anytime, man, because this is gonna be great.
I mean, as for games, obviously, I talked about Pokemon Friends. I was like, oh, it's a free to play game. Oh man, now it's a daily free to play game. Gives me something else to do. Cool. And then like we got another trailer for Pokemon Champions, which is probably the game that I'm most anticipated for, because this is like a spiritual successor to the whole Pokemon Stadium. This is coming way down the road. It's coming to like the Switch and mobile as well sometime next year, which is going to be really, really awesome to see. Obviously, we got more insights on Pokemon Legends Z-Day. I mean, watching the Pokemon Presents is kind of what made me want to go get Pokemon Legends Arceus. I was like, Z-Day looks pretty good. I gotta play the first one, right? I mean, it seems like this is a series now, so I mean, I gotta fucking play the first one. So let me go get it and start playing it, and here we are. So obviously, their event worked on people like me and made me go spend more money on Pokemon. But yeah, man, what are you most excited for? Whether it's the game or experiences, because a lot of these other things are kind of games, but they're also kind of experiences.
Yeah, I mean, every game's an experience, right? But like if I was separating the two and I wanted a physical experience, it is Poke Park. That's like Universal Disneyland for Pokemon, dude. Like it's gonna be awesome. I would love to go, maybe here in the next couple of years. But man, it just looks super fun. It's like, when we first got Pokemon Go, we were really excited. We're like, oh, we get to walk around our world and collect Pokemon and stuff like that. You get that little giddy sense. But like now you get to walk around Sedge Town and Pokemon Forest, and you get to like be there. Like it's a whole different level of be there. So the excitement for that is just unmatched. It's everything you want. Like it's everything that like the 10-year-old me would shovel every sidewalk, every driveway, and mow every yard in the summer just to try to get money for.
Yeah,
it's great. It's just super fun. It just looks super cool, and I'm kind of jealous that we just don't have it here already.
It sounds like when we go to Japan, though, like we have to go to that, and then we also have to go to the Super Nintendo World in Japan as well.
Super Nintendo World, Universal Studios Japan, and then if we make a stop over at Godzilla, that's also fine with me.
There's a lot of bucket list items.
But since we're not doing any of that traveling here in the next few months, I am really excited for the finale for Pokemon Go Fest. Pokemon Go as you've seen since this episode and like the past couple episodes that I had done, like that's just something that's I'm always playing. It's always there. I could be at the supermarket or getting gas or doing whatever, and I can play Pokemon Go. That's always been like the nice thing about it. You can hop in, you can hop out, you can do whatever you want. But with the Pokemon Go Fest, the max finale, like that coming out, that's going to be ending at the end of next month. You're going to see Eternatus, and you can just get so much stuff for the Go Fest right now. So that's super fun. All of these other games look great, but the one that affects me the most is going to be the Pokemon Go releases that they have coming out between now and the end of next month.
Dope.
So super fun.
I still have that shit on my fucking phone, and I like never play it for some reason, and I should.
I mean, it's fun. I love it. It's one of the things that I keep going on now. Like, once again, Pokemon Presents gave us so much stuff to go off of. like sleeps super cute. Like it's super fun. But yeah, those are the two that really stuck out with me.
Yeah,
So
for sure, man. Yes, seemed like a
but
pretty awesome event. That's for sure.
oh yeah, for sure. And the nostalgia factor is going to be huge with Poke Park. But speaking of
Mhm.
nostalgia factors, uh, we do have a little bit of a
Jesus.
mashup here between Nintendo and Lego. So there's actually going to be a Lego Game Boy set. Don't worry, I'm sorry, everybody. I already looked it up. It's not playable. However, they have a 421 piece model building kit that actually comes with some game cartridges, and not only can you change the game cartridges in it, you can actually change the screen that is in there. The screen is its own separate piece, and if you get a game cartridge, you can slide that screen in. And you can actually put that there so it looks like you're playing the game, or you can always go back to the classic Nintendo startup screen that Game Boy had. Super fun for $60. Yeah, that's a fun thing to have.
It's a
Where
fun
you can
collector's
just
piece. Yeah.
yeah, you can just have it there sitting and just one of your favorite games. One of the favorite games that they have right now. You have Super Mario Land and you have Zelda. No word on if they're going to be having any more come out, but I mean, Legends of Zelda would be all I need on that.
I could take Paperboy. That'd be nice. Paperboy
Yeah,
was my
that's fair.
jam on that shit. And I had like a
That's
pretty
fair.
dope cover too. But I could see you
That's fair.
buying this and setting this up right next to your little keg that you got sitting there on your top shelf.
Oh yeah,
Right
yeah,
there. It
yeah.
has like a nice empty spot
Absolutely.
that it could fill in right there.
I would probably set it right next to this,
Oh
which
yeah.
is an original Game Boy with a little bit of a
That's dope too,
pop out
yeah.
piece going on here. That was a gift from a friend of mine. But I'd probably end up going up there. But man, it's gonna look good when it's done. That's all I'm saying. This is gonna look really, really good when it's done. But so speaking of some blasts from the past, we have the Game Boy, we have the Lego set, but now we also have soundtracks from 26 NES classics, such as Donkey Kong, Ice Climber, Duck Hunt, are all available on the Nintendo Music app. So if you get the Nintendo Music app, or you have the Nintendo Music app, and you want to go through and listen to some of these, they got Tennis, they got was that Gyromite, they got Donkey Kong, they got Wrecking Crew. They have all of those original theme songs and little soundtracks for the Nintendo Music app. So
Yeah, it's pretty
can't
dope. And
beat that.
it's crazy we were just talking about like how you were listening to like Expedition 33 soundtrack. Like some of these soundtracks too, like can touch an itch or just like pulling those heartstrings like, oh man, I remember this. You know?
Yeah, that OG like 8-bit, like
Mhm.
yeah.
Out of
What's
there.
not to love? What's
You
not
never
to love
forget.
about that?
Exactly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Daughter was
But
making
so
another appearance here.
that's all good. But yeah, so lots of good stuff coming out from Nintendo
Big
this
time.
week, and that does wrap it up with Nintendo. The soundtracks from the 26 NES classics, just huge. If you want to listen to those, that's awesome for them. But moving out of Nintendo now, unfortunately, because that is my safe space here on the podcast. Saber Interactive is now working on a new Hellraiser game for the PS5, Xbox, and PC. And if anybody is familiar with the Hellraiser series, if anybody loves the genre from Hellraiser, like for Hellraiser, that you love this stuff, like it's been a while. I don't even, actually. I'm not even sure that there was a Hellraiser game in the past. Like,
I'm glad I flag all of this content as a mature audience.
yes, yeah, it was.
I know like
Well, this is
one of the
called.
original came out like what the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah. It was like 80s or 90s, but this is Hellraiser Revival. And this is gonna be coming out from yeah, like we said, Saber Interactive. Looks super creepy.
Mhm.
If anybody had seen the Hellraiser movies, anything like that, or is familiar with Pinhead, the main character, yeah, some of this stuff was creepy. I remember watching some of this stuff when I was a kid. Probably a little too early for when I should have been watching that. But yeah, exciting for the horror genre. Exciting for people that love some of your OG horror movies.
Yeah.
And now you get to go in, you get to play them, you get to do that stuff. It's gonna be creepy. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be awful. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is gruesome as fuck. I don't know if anybody else
Yeah.
has seen the trailer. I'm sorry for the audio,
Yeah.
audience,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the trailer that we have up on screen, my God,
Yeah.
that's
That's
gonna.
gonna be brutal.
Don't know if that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a game I
absolutely
play.
If you do, it's definitely not gonna be at night.
Definitely not. Yeah,
Nick will leave the light on for that one.
without a doubt. All right, man. So let's talk about some Ubisoft stuff here now. First up is with their microtransactions. This is another one of those like really tone deaf fucking moments because the guys over at Ubisoft is like microtransactions in premium games make the player's experience more fun. And it says as it goes full no, it's the children who are wrong kind of mindset. And I'm like, you're really missing the point here, bro. Like, we miss when you could just make games and provide great content for the game. I don't really care about the cash shop that you have on page 7 that has all these skins that I don't really need to play the game. I just want to experience the game as the character that you created. Like, the most iconic characters from your past, from Ezio to any of the Far Cry characters, like, you know what they look like. They have a distinct look to them, and you just know what they look like. Like, I don't know why you have to have like microtransactions in your game. They make sense in some games, don't get me wrong. Rainbow Six Siege right now makes sense to have it. It's a FPS competitive shooter. Why not? Fits the fucking bill. But when one of our biggest examples would be for Watch Dogs Legion, it's a single player game, but you had a cash shop in there for some reason. That was not needed. We did not need that. That it made my experience worse because you wasted resources on something that we did not need. So it just never made sense on how let's make sure that we have microtransactions because it makes the gaming experience better for the player. Don't think so.
It never has and it never will.
No,
It's that simple. It never has and it never will.
Yeah.
No need for it.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like, I was just saying, like, the whole thing with Watch Dogs is still one of the biggest gripes I've ever had. It's like, you're a single player game, but you have a cash shop in the game. For what? You added multiplayer like way down the road. Way too late. What's up, Phil? Appreciate you, dog. But yeah, mind blowing. But let's talk about a game that I think kind of just went under everybody's radar that I bought. It's actually still wrapped up and fucking it's sealed shut on my shelf, and that's Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. The new big update that's coming out is introducing a third person mode, which kind of makes sense for that game in my opinion. It also brings New Game Plus for anybody who loves to replay the game. They're also bringing a 40 FPS mode, which is interesting. But then there's an updated Hunter's guide menu as well. So a lot of great quality of life coming to this game, and it's like it feeds my theory of like when new games come out, you might as well wait like 6 months to a year to play them because by then the game will have all of the features, everything that should have been in the game at launch will be there then. As opposed to playing the game at launch, the game is fucking shitty and you're never going back to it when it does get to its best point. And I think this is another one of those games that just feeds into that example of that. But Scott, were you ever a Avatar fan, whether it be the movies or anything?
No. Nope, actually not really much at all. I watched the first Avatar. It was okay. And then I didn't watch the second Avatar, and I certainly did not buy any of the games.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've seen the first one. I really enjoyed the first movie. I haven't gotten around to watch the second one yet. But the third one is on its way, and the fourth one is right behind it. The game is out, so I mean, the IP seems like it's kicking. I mean, it's still selling extremely well. So obviously, it works for a lot of people. It just doesn't work for all people, I think, is the biggest thing. But I think this is a big time update for the game. I'm bringing third person mode to this, kind of makes sense to the game. Just bringing performance updates and whatnot, and just bringing better replayability as well, which is going to be pretty big because I know there's tons of people that love to replay games. Marshmallow here in chat fucking just beat Borderlands 3 for like the 4th or 5th time, and I'm like, yo, we haven't even beat it once together.
Attaboy.
So it's like replayability can be big for certain people. But
yeah, I definitely understand. Like, I definitely understand where a lot of people are coming from with this, but like, the Avatar, the whole franchise. It wasn't a big thing to me, and I also am not a fan of like. I have to word this lightly, right? I'm not a very huge fan of like movies becoming video games because you're just playing the movie, with the
In a way,
exception
yeah.
of like Telltale series and things like that. But yeah, it's nice to see that for the people that are still playing this game and the people that do want this game, you are getting that third person mode. I agree, third person mode makes sense in the Avatar world. It absolutely does. And you're getting the new game plus, which is nice. And those updates, like that's good. That's good for the game. I don't want to use my last answer and just shit all over Avatar because they are doing some really good things for the people that are playing the game. So definitely understand that and good for them.
Oh yeah, man. But let's talk about hopefully a franchise that is back. It seems like it is back, and that is Battlefield, man. Like my God, I don't know if you got to watch this trailer yet, but I'm gonna get it up here on screen. Um,
I
it's
did,
it,
and I can't wait to watch it again. For
like
like the
it's
time.
really good to see that Battlefield is back with also a campaign, because this trailer is specifically revolving around a campaign, and like I would definitely go listen to this trailer where you can actually listen to the actual audio of it too. Like there's a lot of shit that's being said by like the president and some of the other people in the thing, and then like just this gives me like Modern Warfare 2019 campaign vibes in certain ways, but then this also gives me like that Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 OG campaign where like the war is here in the United States feeling when you get to experience that kind of stuff. You're like, fuck, like you're hitting home, because you figure like all of the war games that we usually play, they're overseas, they're in Iran, Pakistan, some made up country over there, or they're in the future, or they're back in the day. Like they're never really in the United States.
I'm sorry for my face. The way you said that, you were like Iran, Pakistan, some other made up country, and I was like, wait, no, those are real.
No,
But
those ones are, but I was thinking about like Kirk. What's the one in like Call of Duty that they made up? It's just not even a real one. Urzikstan or some shit. Like, there's a lot of places that they have created that's not real.
Uzbekistan, because that's real. Okay, there's a lot of stands over there.
Yeah.
They get confusing.
Even
But
Eminem.
yeah, yeah. But this is what I wanted to say earlier when we were talking about COD and Fortnite, and I wanted to save it for this because of this trailer. And previously with like Battlefield 2042, like I wanted that game to be successful. I wanted that game to be good, because you know we would always talk about the COD killer, right?
Yep.
We always talked about the COD killer, whether it was Valorant, whether it was X Defiant, whether it was this, that, and the other thing. The only thing that's ever been able to actually kill COD, other than itself, was Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And 2042 didn't do it as much as we wanted it to. But shit, if Battlefield 6 doesn't look like it could. Like, it's to go off of what we spoke about earlier, like Call of Duty really brought themselves down as far as like who their target audience is. We want COD games. We don't want Beavis and Butthead. We don't want Family Guy. We want COD games, and Battlefield 6 is looking more like a COD game than any COD that's been out over the past
long time,
couple of years, like long time, like, and their continuous science just gonna be the death of them if Battlefield 6 is any good.
Yeah.
If Battlefield 6 is even remotely as good as it looks, Call of Duty is gonna have to do something.
And Battlefield's finally taken like a similar approach to what Call of Duty did, was like start to have multiple studios work on their games too, instead of just having one. Like they have one studio that's working on like the campaign. Then they have a studio, like I think it's like two studios working on multiplayer. Then they have one that's working on like other modes and other support part of the game. And I'm like, it makes sense. Like if you want to succeed and you want to compete in this space, because it's going to take a lot to be successful and compete in this space, you're going to have to put a lot into it. Otherwise, you will just come out, you be the hot thing for about a week, and then you sizzle out and you die like the rest of them. But yeah, this looks great. I'm glad that Battlefield's getting a story mode back, because they were always enjoyable back in the day too. Battlefield 2042 did not have a campaign mode, which was really weird, because like the whole concept of the game is like Russia versus United States during a time where we're dealing with United States versus Russia. Like it only made sense to have a campaign. Like why not? Okay, here we are without it. And then the multiplayer was just god awful. Like we already know about the bugs, the glitches, the hacks that were going on in that game, and where the game is at now is really good. I hop in from time to time and play Battlefield 2042, but it already died out. It missed the mark. Everyone moved on, refunded the game like
Yeah.
Roger did. But Battlefield 6 looks really fucking good. We do get its multiplayer reveal here in a couple of days, so this week. So we'll be covering that on the next week's episode. So be on the lookout for that. But a couple big highlights.
Well,
These are
yeah.
leaks per se. The game is going to be $70 for the base copy, which is great. Not an $80 price tag, and it's supposed to be releasing in October 10th, which would be like about either a month before Call of Duty does, because the rumor has it that Black Ops 7 is coming out on November 14th, because we don't have a confirmation date on that yet. So that's it for that, man.
It looks exciting. I'm excited for it. I want this game to succeed so bad. They're doing class-based weapon systems now again, so it's not going to be like they were doing before. So
yeah, well, actually, in the beta that's coming out in August, they're going to be testing it. They're going to be doing some matches where it's class-based weapons, and then there's going to be one where it's open weapon base or class, like it isn't tied to a certain class, and then like based on the feedback will kind of dictate what is the final product. But I would love to see it return to the whole class-based system. That's what made Battlefield unique.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like it was going to do. So hopefully, I mean, they stick with that stuff. Man, we're looking at a good game after this. But we've been bitten before. We will see. So, but speaking of getting bitten, somebody got bit, and that was Splitgate 2. So you know the old riddle: you can't tell me something that makes me happy and sad at the same time. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you happy and sad at the same time. So Splitgate 2, they are actually putting the game back into beta status. But they released a very refreshing tweet about why they're doing that. You know, Splitgate was a big success for the studio, and when they came out with it, a lot of people really enjoyed Splitgate. But they're putting it back in beta, which, you know, would be upsetting. It seems like a step backwards, right? But they're doing it because they listen to their community. They're doing it because they value community feedback, and they truly honestly have valued their feedback. So we have the tweet here from Splitgate. They put it back into beta. You know, they started out by saying, "We believe in Splitgate 2. This game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years, starting in our dorm room, and we're more committed than ever to delivering the incredible experience you deserve." But with that, there's been some feedback, there's been surveys, there's been some community input, and they agreed. They went out too early. They were ambitious, and it didn't quite meet the mark that they were looking at. So they're going back into beta. And they're gonna go back. They're gonna rebuild some things. They're gonna work on that, and they're gonna try to get back to that original Splitgate feel while still working on some of the upgrades that they wanted for the game. But with that, they're also opening up more play tests, more surveys, going back and going back and listening to the community about the people who play the game and the people who like the game and takes their feedback. They've been valuing it, and that's why they're doing this, because they want to pull it back, and they want to get this into, they want to get a better foundation under it. They want to get the bones taken care of before they worry about the meat and skin, that kind of stuff. So a little sad, a little bittersweet. But you know, the team behind Splitgate, the team behind Splitgate 2, like they really are passionate about the game, and pulling something back to beta means a lot.
I'm just curious to see how like it makes sense, because like they're pulling it back to beta, but yet the game is still playable. Like they said, the game will remain playable, but it's going to be. They took it out of full release, but put it in beta status. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like one of those multiverses moments, but except like they kept the game playable, because multiverses was fully released and they were like, "Oh no, it was in beta." No, it wasn't, bro. Your game was fully released.
Yeah, and it's a little weird to see something like that, but pulling it back, and like, I think it's more of the, and this is just My opinion. I think this is more of the showing face portion of that, where it's like, yeah, they're still shipping stuff out, but like they're pulling. They're not going to say that this game is like, hey, we're not done with this. Like this is it. There's too much shit that needs done.
Hmm.
Yeah, some things will be playable, but like with all of that, everything you guys find a problem with, every bugs, glitches, anything like
Please
that,
let us know. Yeah.
like let us know. We're going to fix that because we can openly fix that. We can't close this out as game complete because they don't want to, because they're not comfortable with what they've put out so far.
Yeah.
So still keeping it playable. I mean, that's fine. Putting it back to beta, that gives them some more time to play around and actually fix some things that are wrong with the game. So hopefully they'll get some feedback, they'll fix the stuff, and they'll be a little more proud of what they're putting out, and the people that are playing it are gonna be a little bit more satisfied.
Yeah.
But speaking of satisfied,
Hmm.
itch.io suddenly pulled all of their not safe for work content. So if you were looking to go there to get satisfied at all, no more. So they decided that their browse and search pages, after they got some critical pressure from some payment partners, decided to pull anything that was dubbed not safe for work. They've de-indexed the entire not safe for work catalog from the storefront browser and the search pages, and all of their adult games are now impossible to find.
And this comes like right after, like a week after Valve was just went through the same kind of thing. Like they booted off a long list of adult games off of Steam. So it's like the crackdown is real on these adult games.
Yeah, and they said recently we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io before being banned back in April. The organization Collective Shout launched a campaign against Steam. There's Valve and itch.io directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Would the payment processor have said that if it came from Brazzers or like Pornhub?
Probably not.
Probably not, but this is a video game thing, so why, none of that. But they did say that gonna leave some words out here just for trigger purposes, trigger warnings and stuff like that. But they did talk about games that were removed from itch.io and Steam themselves, or Valve, that they had removed more than 400 games focused on very specific things as a result of pressure from like MasterCard and Visa and PayPal. So it's not like they're getting rid of like a whole bunch of fun stuff, right? Or people that, just like playing those games. There was some stuff that had some pretty questionable content.
Mm-hmm.
That realistically shouldn't be on any medium that is generally accessible to the public. And so it definitely shouldn't be available.
I'll drop the article here in chat if anybody who wants to read it and see what kind of games that were kind of banned and whatnot. But yeah.
But yeah, they basically wrapped it up by saying our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on our platform. To ensure that we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers, we must prioritize our relationship with our payment partners and take immediate steps towards compliance. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
If you read the article, you'll see what kind of stuff that was also taken out of there, and yeah, that's fair.
For sure.
Like, that's very fair. There's not a reason for those things to exist, and yet they still do, but just not on these platforms anymore, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh yeah, man. So, but also something that wasn't not necessarily a bad thing, and that's Dying Light: The Beast has been delayed until September 19th, 2025. It pushed it out about a month. They just want to kind of like clean some stuff up, polish up the game. Obviously, from our experience with Dying Light 2, specific me and Rogers co-op playthrough, it's one of our worst games that we have ever experienced, and this is supposed to be the return to form because like the first Dying Light game was really good. It was a really great zombie game. And then for some reason they completely moved on from the most lovable character from that franchise, and then everyone was like, what are you doing, bro?" And then now they're returning back to him in this game. So hopefully it continues the story, and what he was just a badass, man. And hopefully it continues to shine. But let's talk about that. Something that did get shiny, and that is Valorant. Valorant is officially moving to UE5 this week, an upgrade from UE4. They did kind of put out like a little trailer, like kind of showcasing and talking about like what is really like behind the scenes. It's really just like a quick 1 minute thing, and everyone's like, this is going to cause a lot of frame rate issues and stuff like that. And they're kind of nipping that in the butt ahead of time. Like, hey, no, we made sure this game is going to basically play and look very similar. Just you'll see some minor updates. Watching the video on a stream from Twitter is not going to be the best way to watch this. So I highly recommend checking this out at the highest fidelity that you can, because you'll really see the difference. Like maybe minute, but you can see the improvement. And obviously you can see like the increase in FPS as well. Like UE5 is going to be able to run your game at a much better speed. Also for updating your game, it's going to be a much better speed. It can handle it and whatnot. So shout out to Riot for hopefully fixing their game. It's been a long running joke that we always have is, damn Riot, fix your game. And hopefully this is the fix that we're looking for.
Yeah, it looks like they finally heard somebody. Not saying it was us, but we've been bitching for a while, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But Scott, yeah, if you want to take us away for the last topic of the night.
Coming out of the last topic of the night is a huge run for the Elden Ring fans. We are getting Elden Ring Night Rain 2-player mode coming at the end of this month, 3 days from now. You and your friend will be able to get your shit collectively pushed in by Elden Ring Night Rain. So I know that this was big. So in the original Elden Ring, you could have people come in, you could have people joining on your instances and stuff like that. There was some scaling issues. I wouldn't call them issues. They were an issue because I always got my ass kicked because I was always a lower level. But yeah, so you get a 2-player mode out of this. They have the trailer out on YouTube. He's got it up here on screen for you, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's gonna be a fun kind of little piece to the.
Because you haven't played this one yet, have you? Because I know you played the original Elden Ring when it dropped.
Yep.
And
then I swear I'd never go back.
And here you might be.
Well, here I am. Here I am.
Adding it to the backlog as always.
Adding it to the backlog. As soon as I find a friend. No, but that's fun. I know a lot of people were looking for a more collective play on Elden Ring. And you could join in and stuff like that. That kind of helped satiate that need and that want. But to see Night Rain come out, and then now they have that 2-player mode where you can just go through with that and go through the whole story piece with it. That'll be fun. That'll be a cool thing that just two bros can do.
I'm curious because if I'm not mistaken, Night Rain is supposed to be similar to like a battle royale style game where like you have 3 days to prepare for the final boss and then you go in. But yeah, this was you were in 3-man team, so I guess this is just adding duos to the playlist, kind of like how Fortnite or Warzone does.
Yeah, a bit. It gives that same vibe. You would think the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I picture that one. But yeah, shout out for Elden Ring continuing to do its thing, man. All right, man. Any last comments or remarks before we close out this week's episode?
Shout out Battlefield 6. Call of Duty sucks.
We do want to thank everyone who came through and checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. But Scott, where can the community find you at?
Hey, you can find me here every once in a while. If you want to get and play games and you see if I'm on Discord, you can always get a hold of me on Discord at Scubby1. Other than that, I've been out here living life, mowing yards, and fixing leaks, baby.
Hell yeah, man. Being a dad. But everyone can check me out at Twitter at Mr. Never Chillin _. Facebook is Vic Brewbacher. For any questions, concerns, if you want to come on the show, hit me up there. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin. If you want to game, party up, hit me up there. And I do have a Twitch at twitch.tv / Mr. Never Chillin, but it still is quite some time since I streamed. But hopefully soon I can return to the streaming scene. But we do want to thank everyone again. And until next week, peace.
Press start podcast.